Breaking news that could change your financial situation starting right now. President Trump just made an announcement that has millions of Americans talking, and if you're a senior, you need to pay close attention because this could directly affect your bank account. Are you eligible for the new $2,000 stimulus checks that are being proposed? Will you actually receive this money, and when can you expect it to arrive? If you've been waiting for some financial relief, this update could be exactly what you've been hoping for, but there are some critical details you absolutely need to know before you start planning how to spend it. Before we dive into all the important details about who qualifies, how much money you could receive, and what you need to do to make sure you don't miss out on this opportunity, please make sure to subscribe to our channel right now. We cover major financial updates, government benefits, and news that directly impacts seniors just like you. So what exactly did President Trump announce? In a significant statement, Trump revealed plans for a new round of stimulus payments that would distribute $2,000 to eligible Americans. This announcement comes as part of a broader discussion about economic stimulus and providing financial relief to hardworking citizens across the country. The proposal has generated enormous interest, particularly among seniors who remember previous stimulus payments and understand how meaningful this money can be when you're living on a fixed income. But here's where it gets really important. Not every single American will automatically qualify for this payment, and that's why you need to understand the eligibility requirements before you start counting on this money in your budget. When we talk about stimulus checks going to Americans, the government has very specific rules about who qualifies. The previous stimulus payments that were sent out during the pandemic had income limits, and this new proposal includes similar parameters. For most of the proposed stimulus payments, the income thresholds typically cap out somewhere around $75,000 for individual filers and $150,000 for married couples filing jointly. Now, if you're a senior receiving Social Security, it's crucial to understand how your income is calculated. Social Security benefits do count as income when determining eligibility for federal benefits and stimulus payments, so you need to carefully consider whether your total income falls within the eligible range. Here's something that many seniors don't realize. If you receive other forms of income in addition to Social Security, such as pension payments, rental income, or money from part-time work, all of that adds together when the government calculates whether you qualify. So if you're receiving Social Security and you also have a pension, those amounts combine, and you need to make sure your total stays within the income limits. The good news is that for many seniors who are primarily living on Social Security alone, you very likely fall well within the income thresholds because the average Social Security payment is much lower than the income cutoffs established for stimulus eligibility. Another critical piece of information that seniors need to understand is how the government determines your eligibility and processes these payments. Typically, the IRS uses information from your most recent tax return to determine whether you qualify and how much you should receive. This is why it's so important that you have filed a recent tax return, even if you're not required to file one. Some seniors think they don't need to file taxes because their income is below the filing requirement, but if you don't file, the IRS may not have current information about your income, which could delay or prevent you from receiving your stimulus payment. So if it's been a while since you filed a tax return, this might be the right time to reach out to a tax professional or visit a community center that offers free tax preparation services. Now let's talk about timing because that's always the biggest question seniors ask me. When will you actually get this money in your hands? While the exact timeline hasn't been completely finalized as stimulus proposals work their way through Congress, historically the government has tried to distribute stimulus payments as quickly as possible. During previous rounds of stimulus, some people received their payments within just a few weeks, while others had to wait several weeks or even months. The payments are typically distributed by direct deposit if you have set that up with the IRS, or by check if you haven't provided banking information. If you receive Social Security, you already have banking information on file with the government, which means you're more likely to receive your stimulus payment by direct deposit, potentially much faster than by check. What should you do right now to prepare and make sure you don't miss out on this opportunity? First, make sure your contact information with the IRS is current and correct. If you've moved recently, updated your phone number, or changed your address, the government needs to have that information so they can reach you if there are any questions about your eligibility. You can verify and update your information by creating an account on the IRS website or by calling the IRS directly. Second, if you haven't filed a recent tax return and you believe you might be eligible for this stimulus payment, consider filing one as soon as possible. Even if you're not required to file, having that tax return on file helps the government process your payment much more efficiently. Third, watch out for scams because unfortunately, whenever there's news about stimulus payments, scammers come out of the woodwork trying to take advantage of seniors. The government will never call you asking for personal information like your social security number or banking details in exchange for a stimulus payment. If someone calls you claiming to represent the IRS and asking for personal information, hang up immediately. The legitimate government will reach out to you through official channels, and they never ask for sensitive information via phone calls or unsolicited emails. Stay vigilant and protect your personal information. For many seniors, this $2,000 stimulus payment could make a real difference. It could help you pay down some medical bills that have been piling up, cover home maintenance expenses you've been putting off, or provide a comfortable cushion in your savings account for emergencies. It could give you breathing room in your monthly budget and some peace of mind knowing you have a financial buffer. That's why it's so important to make sure you understand your eligibility and take the steps necessary to ensure you receive your payment if you qualify. Keep in mind that stimulus proposals sometimes change as they work through Congress, and the final version of this proposal might have different details than what's currently being discussed. That's why staying informed through reliable sources is so important. Changes to income limits, payment amounts, or eligibility requirements can happen, and you want to make sure you have the most up-to-date information. Check back with official government sources regularly, and don't rely on rumors or unofficial information you might see on social media. If you have questions about your specific situation, whether you're unsure about your income level, confused about the eligibility requirements, or you're not sure what documentation you need to gather, don't hesitate to reach out to a local senior center or a financial advisor who can review your individual circumstances and give you personalized guidance. Many communities offer free financial counseling services specifically for seniors, and these experts can help you understand exactly where you stand with this new stimulus proposal. The bottom line is that this announcement represents a significant opportunity for eligible Americans, and especially for seniors who can really benefit from this kind of financial relief. Make sure you understand the requirements, verify that your information is up to date with the government, protect yourself against scams, and stay informed as more details emerge about this proposal. This is exactly the kind of financial news that can make a real difference in your life, and we want to make sure you don't miss out on money that rightfully belongs to you. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on important updates about benefits, payments, and financial news that matters to seniors like you.